What the heck is that? How dumb are you? Are you trying to embarrass me in front of everyone?
You mean the lunch? Wait. Was it really that bad? I thought I made pretty much the same lunch as I always make for you.
Wasn't that different to the usual? You know what that means, right? Every single lunch that you've ever packed for me has been terrible.
Would you be able to tell me what was so terrible about the lunch?
There just wasn't enough filling in the sandwich. I told you that I wanted chicken and bacon and ham. I can't believe that you forgot to include the bacon.
I tried to make the lunch a little more healthy today. And that's why I didn't put any bacon inside. I was really trying to do you a favor.
I don't want to hear any excuses like that. I know that you are just being lazy. Are you trying to make fun of me or something?
I swear that I'm not trying to make fun of you.
Don't you dare even think about it. You're in no position to make fun of me at all. You really need to respect me more.
What are you trying to say?
I just wanted to remind you how lucky you are to be married to me. I really have no idea why I decided to get married to a woman like you. I'm such an amazing person. I definitely deserve so much better.
So you regret getting married to me? Then is that why you treat me so terrible every single day? You've been saying some pretty harsh words to me recently. I've been feeling so terrible about myself because of your words. You know that you're just making the situation even worse by doing this, right?
What are you trying to say? You're talking back to me right now? You should be so grateful that you get to be a housewife. All you do is stay at home while I'm working so hard. You're in no position to talk back to me.
The way you've been treating me has gotten worse and worse. I think it's because I never disobeyed or talked back to you. I realize that things are going to get worse if I don't start standing up for myself. There's something I wanted to talk to you about. I think it will help us fix our relationship. What do you think about me starting to work a full-time job?
What? What did you just say? You're not serious, right? A 40-year-old grandma gonna do for a job? Are you kidding me? You really need to face reality. No company is going to want to employ someone like you.
I would have no problem finding a job. I was working a very good job until we got married. I have a lot of experience and I'm a fast learner. I think many companies would be happy to have me working for them.
You really do overestimate yourself, Naomi. I disagree with everything you just said. Nobody is going to want to hire you. Go ahead and try to find a job if you really want to. But I honestly don't care either way.
Fine, whatever. I'll go and look for a job myself. I was gonna ask you something else. Are you planning on coming to Alice's graduation ceremony?
Of course. I'm planning on coming. She's my precious daughter. Do you really think that I'm gonna give you permission to come? You're such a failure of a housewife. I'm sure that she wouldn't want you to come either. It's a very special day for her.
What? Did she really say that? She doesn't want me to come? I really want to go to my daughter's graduation.
She's not really your daughter though. Most of her genes must have been passed down from me. She's so smart and has so many friends. That's a huge difference compared to you. I know for sure that she's gonna succeed in life like me. She's my child and not really yours. I'm happy that she's smart and she's doing well at school.
I still want to attend her graduation as her mother. Isn't it way too harsh to exclude me from such an important family event? Have I really been that bad of a mother to deserve this treatment?
Yeah, don't you know by yourself? You really have been that bad. You're useless at everything that you tried to do. A terrible mother and a terrible housewife. You're no match for a hugely successful man like me.
You're taking things too far this time. There's really no need to insult me this much. I've been doing my best as a housewife supporting his family.
Are you really sure we've never really felt like you've done anything for us? I doubt we would notice a difference if you were to suddenly disappear.
Are you seriously saying that to me?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. You really are a useless human being. And we don't want you. Make sure you don't turn up to our graduation ceremony.
I don't believe any of this. I'll ask her myself about this. I'm part of this family and I don't believe that I should be excluded like this. We haven't been able to talk recently. So I'm going to communicate my feelings to you here. I realize that Lisa also feels the same way as you do about me. I'm gonna do what's best for this family.
Of course. She feels the same ways I do. She's just as smart as me. And she does know that you're such a huge embarrassment. You're the one that's holding this family back. We would be so much better off without you.
So you guys wouldn't really mind if I got a divorce with you, right?
That would be no problem at all. Get out of here. You're such a useless piece of trash. You probably have nowhere to go, right? There's no way that you're going to be able to live without my financial support. That's how worthless housewives like you are. I would have no problem at all even if you were to leave right now this moment.
There's no need to insult me anymore. I know that I'm very useless.
Yeah, you're finally starting to understand where you belong. A pathetic housewife like you doesn't have the right to attend our precious daughter's graduation. We're going to be perfectly fine without you. You need to get out of this family.
Fine, whatever. I'm going to do as you say now.
Hurry up and get out of my house. We're going to be completely fine without you.
I'm getting tired of hearing the same words over and over. I'm gonna take this opportunity to get rid of this family. I've already decided and I'm never going to come back. So bye now.
Where the heck did you go? There's no clean sock that I can wear. Would you hurry up and get the laundry done?
I'm sorry, but who is this?
What? Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you want from me? I'm not your personal cleaner. I think you might have wrong number. I don't see why I should be doing laundry for a stranger.
What are you talking about? I haven't seen you around the house for the past few days. Where the heck did you go?
Did you really forget already you were the one that told me to get out? Don't you really remember?
What are you talking about?
I just did as I was told and left. I have no plans on ever going back to live with you guys.
You're not gonna come back? You're just joking, right? Stop talking nonsense and come home. This is why I kept calling you such a useless wife. Stop wasting my precious time for nonsense like this.
I'm not coming back, Jimmy. And I'm no longer your wife. Would you please stop calling me your housewife? Now we're not a married couple anymore.
You're not gonna be my wife anymore. What are you talking about?
I was planning on signing my half of the divorce papers and leaving it on the table. I didn't want to leave my future in your hands. I decided to discuss my situation with a lawyer, so that the divorce would be a sure thing.
You talked to a lawyer about this? Did you just mention divorce papers? Are you seriously trying to get a divorce with me?
Yes, I am. You kept on telling me how worthless I am. You also called me that I was an embarrassment to the family. Did you really expect me to just agree to all the insults and stay married to you? You were the one that kept telling me to leave. I just did as you said. Don't worry about me coming to our graduation either. I'm definitely not going to go. I hope the two of you get along well together. You guys are so alike.
Are you serious about the divorce? There's no way that a pathetic housewife like you can live without me.
Jimmy, stop calling me that. How many times do I have to tell you the same thing? Your memory is worse than a goldfish.
What did you just say to me? How dare you? Stop talking back to me like this.
I told you that we're gonna get a divorce. I've already prepared for this. And there's no way for you to stop the divorce.
What is with your attitude all of a sudden, Naomi? You've never talked back to me like this before.
Just shut up already. I've had enough of you looking down on me like this. I've decided that I'm never gonna obey any of your orders again. I have no intention of holding back how I feel now. I'll just tell you how I feel. I really don't care how successful you are. Your personality and attitude is so terrible. No amount of success is gonna make up for that. You really are a trashy excuse for a human being. And I don't want to be associated with you at all.
How dare you say that to me? What has happened to you? You've changed so much.
I can't believe that the reason you contacted me was about a sock. How pathetic are you? I just went missing for a couple of days and that's what you're worried about. Do the laundry yourself.
You worthless piece of trash.
Stop calling me that. That's crossing the line.
What's happened to you, Naomi?
Oh, you still remember my name? As you only ever called me worthless housewife or a family embarrassment.
I would never forget my wife's name. Why are you so mad at me all of a sudden? I didn't do anything to you. Would you please just calm down?
Are you seriously saying that to me? You've been insulting me and ordering me around ever since we got married. I've been treated like a slave by my own family. You've even managed to convince Alice to think poorly of me. The two of you have looked down on me and excluded me all this time. Did you really think that I'd be happy being treated like that?
What are you talking about? Are you really serious about this divorce?
Of course. I'm serious about the divorce. It's not something that I would just joke about.
What are you planning to do after we get divorced? You have nowhere to go. Who's gonna do all the housework for us?
The housework? That's all you're worried about? I've had enough of you. You can figure that out for yourselves. I've already decided that I'm going to get out of this pathetic family. I've discussed this all with my lawyer.
Why did you have to get a lawyer?
Because I wanted the divorce to go through for sure. I know that you're going to refuse to sign the divorce papers. Also, I plan on asking for money from you for all the trauma and damage that you've caused me.
What are you talking about? You can't do that.
In fact, I can do that. I have so much evidence of all the abuse. But that's not everything.
What are you trying to suggest?
Did you really think that I wouldn't notice?
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no point trying to cover any of it up.
I know about it already. You've been cheating on me for a long time.
What? Stop talking nonsense. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're my wife. Hurry up now and get back home.
Do not try to change the subject. I have all the evidence. So there's no point trying to hide it anymore. I have no intention of ever coming back. I'm gonna make sure that we get divorced. I'm also going to make you pay for all the damage and trauma you caused me.
I'm definitely not gonna pay you for anything. There's no proof of me abusing you or cheating on you.
Did you really think I'd go through all this effort without any proof? I've been saving up lots of evidence for this moment. I've endured these tough times for a very long time. So that I can get my revenge.
You can't be serious about this. I really am.
I bet you didn't know that I wanted to get divorced from a very long time ago. I stayed married to you so that I could gather evidence against you.
I had no idea about that. Weren't you happy being my housewife? I was supporting you financially all this time. All you had to do was stay home and do a little bit of housework. You should be grateful for my supporting.
What? You were constantly harassing and insulting me. I really don't care about either of you anymore. I actually went to a job interview the other day. And I got hired straight away.
Really? A company hired you? They're making such a huge mistake.
Shut up. I no longer need your help anymore. I can support myself financially. I'm going to run out of place to live by myself. Alice told me that I was an embarrassment too, so she can stay with you after the divorce. I'm sure you'll get along well. I still can't believe that you're doing this to us.
Who's gonna do all the laundry and cleaning at my house now? Have you ever taught her how to do all the housework? I'm definitely not going to be doing it.
You plan on forcing your daughter to do all the housework? You really are a piece of trash. Why don't you ask the woman that you've been sleeping with for help? I don't care about any of that anymore. You can figure out all these problems yourself. Please never contact me ever again. Bye now. After that, I moved into a new apartment by herself and started working a full-time job at a new company. I'm now much busier than before. In contrast, Jimmy's life was falling apart. He had no idea how to do any of the housework. He tried to force Alice to do it. They got into many arguments. Jimmy lost most of his savings paying money to me for all the damage. I'm more satisfied and happy with my life these days.
Hey, Daisy. Is everything okay? How did your dad's funeral go? Did everything run smoothly?
Yeah. We just finished. A lot of people came, so I was happy about that. I think Dad would have been happy to see all his friends. But it would have been better if you were able to come. He would have wanted you there.
I'm really sorry, Daisy. I tried my best, but I couldn't get the day off from work. My boss was being so unreasonable. But anyway, there's something that I want to talk to you about. Is now a good time?
Oh, you want to talk?
It's about the house that your dad was living in. Well, now that he's gone. And there's no one that's gonna live there now, right? I think it would be a good idea to sell that house and use that money to buy a new place. We could get a nice big place and live with my parents.
What? You want to sell my dad's house and you want us to live with your parents? I'm not sure how I feel about that, but you can't just decide that on your own.
Daisy, we can't just keep renting. We need to have our own apartment one day. And now is a good time. We should buy a house now while the market is still good.
But we never talked about it before. Like I said, that isn't something that only you got to decide.
But it involves my parents. As their only child, I get to decide what we do for them.
Sure, but I gotta stay in my own house. Besides, you're talking about my dad's house.
Yeah. Both of your parents are dead now. My parents are still alive and I want to spend as much time with them as I can.
Don't you know what you're talking about, Phil? You're talking about selling childhood home here. At the very least, you could have considered moving your parents in there first. Why do we have to sell it and buy a new place? You don't even want to get another house but an apartment. Is that even good for our future?
I said I wanted to live with my parents. Your dad's house is big enough and it's nice, but the location is very inconvenient. It's too far from work. We can buy an apartment closer to the city. And it'll be big enough for my parents to live with us too. Doesn't that sound good? Just wait and see. You'll come around too.
But what about me and what I want?
What's wrong with living with my parents? Like they say, the more the merrier.
God, I'm so disappointed. I didn't think that you would be this self-centered.
What? How dare you? This is all your fault anyway. You're the one that insists on working when I want you to stay home.
What?
My parents have been pestering me about getting a divorce. They don't like the fact that you haven't been taking good care of me.
Really? You mean that women belong in the house and not outside working? What kind of backroad 1950s thinking is that? Your job doesn't pay that well in the first place. There's no way we could survive on your salary alone. I work so that I can support this family. I never said that I quit working after I got married in the first place. No one does that anymore, Phil.
Don't talk back to me. Are you forgetting I'm the one that has the deed for your father's house?
What? How did you get it?
Yeah, I do. It doesn't matter what you say or how much you protest. My word is final. If you keep quiet and just do as I say, then I'll let you live with us. Do you understand? But if not, then you'd better pack your things and leave right now. I'm not gonna put up with your behavior.
Wait a minute. We need to talk about this.
I see how it is. You've made your choice. I don't want to hear another word from you. I'm gonna buy a high-rise apartment for my parents. And I have already decided on this. Don't you dare get in my way.
There's something wrong with you? You're not the person that I married. I'm sure you didn't really think about this in the long term.
There's nothing to think about. Everything is going to go smoothly and it's gonna be great. If you don't like my plan, then you can leave. That's gonna be great for me. I can finally be released from being shackled to you. This marriage is a shame.
I see that your true colors are finally showing.
Hey. I need to tell you this. I'm so happy now.
What's wrong, Phil?
I got quite a large sum of money from selling your father's house. It's more than enough for my apartment. My parents are in there now. So if you don't like it, then you can get a divorce and leave us alone.
Okay. I'll file for a divorce today.
Really? What's a nice thing ever?
I'll have all the papers ready soon. But don't weigh me for whatever happens next.
What happens next? Nothing's gonna happen. I'm gonna be living my life without you. You're just a loser.
Right. Hey. Aren't you talking more? Phil.
What, Daisy? What are these people and what are they doing in my home?
I have no idea. What do you mean?
They all came here suddenly and demanded that I open the door. You must have something to do with this. You better tell me the truth.
Not me. But to be precise, it's my brother.
Brother? You have 10 brothers?
I said brother, so just one. You've met Peter before. Why are you playing stupid? I don't think you've met his friends, though.
What on earth? You are responsible. I don't even care about the details. Just make them go away.
I can't do that. Those people have it in for you. They were planning on living in that house that you sold without our permission.
What?
They lost their home, so they decided to go to you. After all, you did use that money to buy the apartment. It makes sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. What is wrong with your brother? It's so odd because even though they invaded this place, they were all so polite about it. I thought that they would be rude.
What? They aren't being rude?
No, they just made a pot of coffee. And they're just sitting in the living room. I don't have time for any of this. I need to leave, but I can't just let them be here. You need to do something.
Why did you tell me that? You can call the police instead. They're trespassing, aren't they? There's good reason for the police to come.
Well, I can't really.
If you told the police, they'll have the authority to do something about it. You better do it quick if you have to go.
No, I can't.
Oh, you can't. Because if you did, you'd have to explain to the police that you stole that deed from me and sold that house without my permission. You'll be the one they arrest for theft.
I'm not a thief. You agreed that I could do it.
I don't remember agreeing with you about anything. Besides, you don't have anything in writing. You stole the deed from the safe that was in the house. You didn't even hire a real estate agent to help you do things legally. You did that without any written consent from me or my father's lawyer.
Well, I thought that no one would notice.
Right, you got the combination to the safe and just took it. My brother was supposed to live in that house. It was left for him, but you stole that from him. So of course you can't call the police. They'll know what you did. They wouldn't even have to investigate that long.
Shut up, Daisy. You're being annoying.
One more thing. You said that you were gonna live there with your parents, but they aren't there. Who's that young woman staying there instead?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb. Did you forget already my brother's there? He told me about her. Who is that young and beautiful woman? Just tell me. Who's staying with you can't be your mother.
She's the maid. I hired her not long before. You're not here to clean and stuff, so I had to hire someone to do that.
So you're sharing the bedroom with your maid?
I'm not that stupid.
You've been cheating on me. I thought you couldn't get any lower, but here you are at rock bottom.
No, I haven't been cheating. This isn't fair.
Since when do you care about playing fair? You want a divorce because you want to be with her? That's why you kept on pushing for one. That was your plan all along. On top of all that, you used your parents as an excuse. Not only are you a cheater, but you're also spineless. How did I not see it?
Wait. You've got it all wrong.
Oh. Care to explain then? How I get it wrong? Which part of what I said is wrong? You bought that apartment to impress her, right? You thought that she wouldn't be able to refuse your proposal if it came with a high-rise apartment.
What? How did you know that?
Your girlfriend told Peter everything. She wasn't shy about hiding it. Did you think that she wouldn't get back to me somehow? And apparently she's an escort? Is that how you met her? You thought that you'd be able to impress her if you got her a high-rise apartment?
No. Not really.
What do you mean, not really? Then tell me.
Well, you're actually right, but please, this is getting embarrassing. Please forgive me.
Out of all the things that you've done, cheating on me with an escort isn't the worst. I will forgive you, but only on one condition.
What?
You need to give Peter that apartment.
No way, I can't do that.
Fine, then I'll go to the police about this. And I'll tell your company too.
No, you can't do that. We can settle this some other way, but I can't give away the apartment. If I do that, I won't be able to afford alimony or any divorce settlement. You understand that, right?
I definitely know that you can't afford to pay anything. Your salary is way too low. Even with my father's house as down payment, the monthly mortgage for the condo will eat up most of your paycheck. You make even less than I do, and that's what you can't stand, right? Even though my income was what helped you sustain a reasonably good lifestyle. You couldn't stand the fact that a woman made more than you. You're just a small man.
Fine, I admit it. It was my fault. I acted on my impulses. Please, I'm desperate here. I can't give up my house. I'll have nowhere to go.
I'm sure you'll be able to find a closet or a couch somewhere.
I just moved, Daisy. I can't afford to do that all over again. I don't have money for security deposits and all that now. I bought her so many things. I'm up to my eyeballs in credit card bills. I don't have any money.
I know why you're telling me all this. What's your point?
Let's start over, Daisy. Let's pretend that this never happened and start again. We'll cancel the divorce. Everything was my fault. And I'm sorry, but we can still get back together. It'll be great.
You must have hit your head somewhere. That is the dumbest idea I've ever heard. I don't ever want to get back together with you. You and that escort of yours need to get out and find some other place to live.
If she finds out the truth, she'll leave me for sure. She thinks that I'm single, that was what I told her.
How lucky for you that she believed you without any doubts.
I can see that this is going nowhere.
That's right. The only one going anywhere is you and your girlfriend getting out of that house. And by the way, I told your parents everything you've been up to already. So that you don't have to.
What?
Your mom and dad are very unhappy with you. They were so surprised to find out that they had co-signed on the lease. They could be charged with accessory if we press charges. They're also very disappointed that you cheated on me with some escort and bought a house that was beyond your means. You can't seem to stop making such stupid choices? They're ashamed to have you as their son.
You cornered me, Daisy. I can't even go to my parents for help now. God. What am I supposed to do now? I can't go anywhere.
That sounds like a you problem. It has nothing to do with me. The only thing I want you to do is get out of that house as soon as possible.
Wait. You need to give me more time. I need to think about this.
No. You don't have any time left. Just get out. If you don't, I'm gonna start telling everyone else. And there's going to be real consequences to pay if you lose that job. Then you really won't have anything left.
Okay. I'll leave. Just please don't tell my company about this.
I won't as long as you move out of there.
You should keep your word. Daisy.
Don't say anything. Hurry up. After that, Phil moved out of the apartment and stayed in a small motel. But soon ran out of money. At the court, I could defend that he cheated on me, so he was ordered to pay a little extra in alimony. Of course, I wasn't gonna let him off that easily. Without a second thought, I sent an email to his boss and his coworkers. Ironically, his story turned into a hot search in the social media. The company normally didn't want to get involved in scandals, so Phil was fired not long after that. So now I can start a new life with no attachments with what happened in the past.
Hey, Ariel! Did you finally make something delicious for dinner tonight? Don't think I'll allow you get away with serving slop like you did yesterday. I'm starving!
Yes, sweetie. I made an effort to create something I thought you might enjoy. I tried to tell you, but I was too preoccupied with work yesterday to prepare a nice meal for you.
What? You have a job? Ha. But, seriously, Ariel, let's stop with the jokes. Wasn't it you who came to me and asked if there was anything you could do around the house?
Do you know that I run my business out of our house, honey? While I'm here, I work virtually every day. I've tried so many times to explain it to you, but you never seem to listen. Before we got married, you were so amazing at listening to what I had to say. But now that we're married, it's as if you don't hear anything I say. You're not ill or anything, are you?
What on earth are you talking about? Could you please stop talking for a moment? Okay, I'm quite aware of your adorable business. But don't go claiming that what you do is anything resembling a legitimate job like mine, okay? And definitely don't try to use that as an excuse to avoid doing your tasks. You stated you wanted to be a housewife, and now you're attempting to avoid your responsibilities. Now, let's talk about dinner.
Yes, it is. I work from home and spend more time here than you, but I don't think it's fair to imply I don't have a genuine job. I believe I earn a reasonable wage for us. Dylan, I guess you're the only one among us who thinks I signed up to be a housewife.
I'd had enough of these excuses. Did you really believe you'd be able to marry and be someone's wife without being expected to do housework as well? It's part of the deal.
You are aware that we split all of our expenses 50-50, right? So I'm not sure where you got the idea that you could delegate all of the housework to me while I was working. At the absolute least, I'd like to think you'll be more understanding when I tell you I don't have time to make anything for us for supper. There are times when I am too busy to do anything, okay?
Let's get this straight, okay? Do you comprehend that I go to work every day? So I just don't have time to take care of stuff around the house.
And please understand that I work every day. And just because I work from home does not make it any less important than the work you do.
You just can't get off your high horse, can you? Just shut up already. Hurry up and start making dinner. If it tastes as horrible as it did yesterday, you're in for a treat.
So whether you think it's good or bad isn't really up to me, is it? But do you really believe I'm going out of my way to make bad-tasting dinners for you?
Did you consider that you might just be a terrible cook? You only appear to be excellent at talking back and making excuses. You realize all you do is laze around the house being worthless while running your mouth? You truly are a useless, worthless wife.
I'm not trying to argue with you, Dylan. But I truly believe that my employment from home is legitimate.
So you don't think you need to make any changes? You're just going to sit there and moan about bullshit to me?
But you're the one who's been whining about it all. I believe you should take a step back and attempt to gain some perspective on all of this. I am still doing and have been doing all of the chores around here. If all you have to say about what I do is complain, why don't you try cooking anything sometime?
Oh, you have a lot of guts to respond to me like that, don't you? You should know that I also live in that house. If that's what you mean by getting the housework done, I think you should take a step back and reconsider.
That is my point. You are the one that is upset over everything, not I. Anyway, I completed dinner. It'll be ready for you when you come home. So you don't have to worry about it. So, at the very least, you don't have to be concerned about that.
I promise I'll kick you out of the house if you're sloppy again. Ariel, I am almost there. My mother and father both worked, and my mother never grumbled about making sure the cooking was done correctly every day. She was the ideal wife. And then there's you, who can't seem to get anything right. You should strive to learn from her. She was a wonderful lady.
You are aware that your mother and I are not the same person, aren't you? Since your parents were children, times have changed. Are all these details fresh to you? In any event, I really don't appreciate being compared to your mother.
Wow, simply wow. There's nothing I can do to aid you, Ariel. And, to be honest, I don't think you have the strength to pull yourself together and learn the housekeeping skills you should already have. I mean, the very least you could learn to do is cook some stuff that is at least edible.
Okay. Fine. I'm not going to say anything else.
Hello, Ariel. I'm just texting to check that we can still come over to your place next Wednesday. I was wondering if there was a time that would work for me to swing by briefly. If it's not too much of a hassle for you, darling.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry, but I have a meeting on Wednesday. I'm attending an online meeting, but I'm not sure how it will conclude.
Oh. You've had a meeting? That's correct. Do you have a job, Ariel?
That's correct. I'm now working from home. To be honest, I work more than 40 hours most weeks.
Is that right? I don't think I knew that. Dylan always said you were a full-time homemaker. I'm sorry, sweetheart, I think I misread the situation.
No. To be honest, I don't believe it's your fault. Dylan is aware that I work from home. Most of the time, however, it appears that he simply cannot believe that I do. I suppose he just doesn't get the concept of working from home.
Oh, I see. But, sweetheart, shouldn't your husband be aware of your occupation? I sincerely apologize if my son said something that irritated you.
No. Rosa, you don't need to apologize for this. Please trust me when I say that I adore you. You and your husband both worked while you took care of the chores and cooking. You're also parenting 3 sons. It's very wonderful.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm not understanding what you're saying.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little perplexed.
The thing is, I never worked again after I got married.
Oh. Oh, I see. I'm sorry, but there's something else I'd like to ask you in that case. Would you mind if I asked you about it later?
I'm not sure I believe you right now. So, where do you get off? It's pathetic if this is what you call being a housewife. You can't really do anything right now, can you?
Dylan, do you have another problem about dinner? Besides, are you really a nice husband if you lose your temperature wife for such selfish reasons?
I'm sick of your foolishness, Ariel. What if you just don't do anything? How does it sound to sit around the house doing nothing?
What? Are you certain that's what you want from me?
Sure, I am. You're such a useless woman. You're just a jerk who can't even do the fundamental necessities of housekeeping. How can you call yourself a housewife when your cooking is this bad? Just hurry up and start cooking dinner. If it tastes as horrible as it did yesterday, you're in for a treat.
Okay, good. I am not going to do anything.
Wait, what? And what exactly do you mean?
That's exactly what I meant. I heard what you said and intend to follow through on it. Anyway, best of luck in work.
Hey! What kind of silly little game do you think you're playing right now? And where did you flee to? Are you serious about doing nothing?
Of course, I'm serious.
You've got a lot of guts, don't you? So you're not going to cook anything, clean the toilet, or do any laundry. And you thought I, your husband, would be fine with all of this?
Yes? Of course. Isn't this just what you requested this morning? I'm merely doing what you ordered me to do, nothing.
You really don't understand it, do you? I don't think I've ever met somebody with such an ability to irritate me. That truly elevates you.
In any case, all you do is get furious and frustrated with me. Don't you think you should just give up at this point? Also, you also stink.
What game do you believe you're playing here? Are you trying to see how far you can irritate me? And how am I meant to live in this place if things are going to be this bad?
That is not my issue. I had a similar thought.
What on earth are you talking about?
I'm informing you that I've left the house. I refuse to take care of you and be forced to wait on you any longer. Do you realize how stupid you are, Dylan?
What? Please excuse me. You think I'm a moron?
You know, despite the fact that I make far more money than you, all you ever did was treat me like your obedient housewife. I don't know how many times I've had to explain it to you, but you do realize I make over $1 million per year, don't you?
You do not. I can't believe you could make so much money.
Wow. Wow, just wow. Did we really go so far as to marry, with you always thinking what I said was a joke? But, to be honest, that just goes to demonstrate how correct I was about you. Anyway, I don't really care what happens to you any longer. I want a divorce.
Wait! A divorce? Come on. Let us not be so hasty. These issues must be discussed and handled with care. What has happened to you all of a sudden? This is very unusual for you. Furthermore, are you serious about the $10,000? Do you actually make that much money?
I told you that while you were telling me how much money you make. But I know that if you were ever genuinely inquisitive about it, you could have checked it with some basic math.
I guess I just never bothered to do the math. I had no clue you were earning that much money. It's amazing.
So you're acknowledging it. That you were never interested in learning anything about your own wife. I should have known you were the type to project your own delusions of reality onto others. Well, in a million years, I would have never wanted to marry you.
What exactly are you talking about? Look, I'm not sure what you're referring to, but are you serious about getting a divorce? Just tell me where you are right now.
And why would I tell you that? I've already placed the divorce papers on the table. All you have to do is sign them and mail them.
But But why? Did you truly despise being a housewife?
How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not a housewife. You just don't seem to grasp it, do you? Dylan, you need to focus on your listening skills. Speaking of which, I'm sure you had no idea your own mother stayed at home and did not work.
Wait, what?
You were always bragging about what a wonderful woman your mother was. She was often bragging about how well she worked and handled the house. So I talked to her, and she informed me that when she got married, she never worked again.
Oh, I see. Is this correct? I guess I just assumed she worked.
You mean she never sat you down and explained how tough it would be for her to raise 3 children on her own while working? She was only able to stay at home and concentrate on matters at home because of how much money your father made. That's the only way she could raise your children, feed you all, and keep the house tidy. So why don't you tell me all about the fantasy ideal that you were constantly attempting to make me follow?
Well, it's not as if I forced you to do anything. I didn't believe I was losing my cool all that much. But please accept my apologies, it was a mistake. I truly believe my mother worked, and I hope you can understand.
Dylan, you could never see, let alone understand, what was going on right in front of you.
Is there anything you'd like to say to me, Ariel?
You know absolutely nothing about your mother or wife. Or should I say ex-wife? I don't want to see you again after this. And has your mother already apologized to me?
What? She apologized? For what? I don't get it.
She apologized for having such a useless son. And for the anguish you inflicted on me. She stated she absolutely understood why I wanted a divorce.
Did she actually say all that?
And I have to agree with her. Even if I ignored you continually criticizing my job. Every day, all you did was critique the housework I'd done without ever offering to help. You were always sitting around critiquing me while drinking your beer. And it took a long time for me to realize that I no longer love you, Dylan.
No way! Of course, Ariel, you still adore me. Come on!
Actually, I think you've become a little strange. I no longer have even a speck of affection for you. Furthermore, getting rid of you will give me a lot more time to concentrate on my career. I'll finally be able to concentrate without having to worry about doing chores for some overgrown man-child.
So you're saying you don't like me now? You think I'm a man-child? I'm 35, you know?
Even at 35, you can't do the basic minimum to look after yourself. It's pitiful. You're only good at talking trash. Anyway, I'm never going back. So I hope you're having fun with the life you've created for yourself. Because I've been such a useless wife all this time, right? It's a good thing you're capable of handling everything on your own.
Wait! Please wait a minute. So, who will prepare my dinner?
What? Do you want to eat? You were always complaining about every dish I made you. Do you honestly think I'd cook for you again after all this?
But Ariel, if you don't prepare me dinner. So, what should I eat now? How am I expected to go on living like this?
You are truly a pitiful excuse for a human being. For a change, why not make or buy something yourself? I realize this may be a difficult concept for you to grasp, but we're going to divorce, got it? And I'm never going to prepare you dinner again. In fact, I never want to see your face again.
I apologize, Ariel. I should not have treated you that way. Please accept my sincere apologies. However, a divorce. I believe we need to discuss this more. Will you please reconsider? I'm going to change. I guarantee it.
No. Dylan, I've made my decision. So go ahead and tell me what you still have to say. Why don't you read back through those texts and think about what you've put me through?
I will. I pledge to reflect on what I've done and make changes. And, to be honest, I had no idea how much money you made. I'm going to quit my career and start helping around the house.
No, I'm afraid I'll pass on that.
But why?
You can't even pick what to have for supper. What makes you believe you'd be useful around the house? Dylan, I already know you're all talk. Anyway, why don't we just call it quits? Just sign the paperwork, okay? If you don't, I'll hire a lawyer. And the whole affair will become even more expensive.
You're so cruel.
Bye. What if you attempted producing your own foul food?
Dylan was in a rough position when Ariel requested a divorce. He immediately changed his mind after learning how much she made. He pleaded and begged her not to leave him, but she refused. Dylan never heard from Ariel after that. Even his mother supported Ariel during the divorce. He had no idea how much anguish he had caused Ariel. It wasn't until after the divorce that he recognized how thoughtful she'd been. He now realized how inconsiderate he was being to her. However, it was far too late by then. Meanwhile, Ariel is enjoying her single life while her savings grow.
Hello, Jolie. Let's get married.
What are you talking about? What's the deal with the sudden proposal? And over text?
It's only that I understand you're going through a difficult time because your parents have recently died away. I also know you don't have any other family to lean on. This cannot be ignored. That is why, if I marry you, I will be able to assist you both emotionally and financially. Don't you wish you had someone by your side to guide you through this? As a result, we should marry as soon as feasible. We can finish all of the paperwork tonight and marry before the end of the week. My parents already like you and will let us live with them until we have enough money to buy a place of our own. Everything works out in the end.
This is very unexpected. I'm not sure.
You will be with my family and me. You won't be alone.
Thank you very much. I'm overjoyed that you care about me enough to want to assist me.
Then let's marry.
But maybe if we could simply wait a year before getting married, I'd be more at ease. It's just too sudden at the moment. I'm still grappling with the reality that my parents died in the accident, and I'm not in the mood to organize a wedding.
I understand. That makes perfect sense.
I sincerely apologize. I really don't want to be sad throughout our wedding. So much is going on.
It's all right. I understand why you'd want to wait. But do let me know if your thinking changes. Who knows, maybe you'll be up for it in a week or so. My affections for you will never alter, and I am ready to be your husband right now. My family will be delighted to see you, and you are welcome to stay with us so that you are not alone in that large mansion. Alternatively, I could come and stay with you. You must be feeling really lonely. Isn't it true that having me around would make you feel better?
I'm flattered that you think that way about me, but I need some alone time right now. I haven't been able to sleep since I've been thinking about my parents who were killed in the accident. I'd prefer to get some rest right now. I sincerely apologize.
That's perfectly okay. When you're ready, I'll call. I genuinely care about you, Jolie.
Thank you so much for your warm words. I'll contact you once I'm feeling better. Hey. Do you have some free time? I need your help with something.
Hello, Jolie. Yes, I do have time. What's going on? Are you feeling well? I understand you are going through a difficult time right now.
Not really. It's been quite challenging.
I'm not sure I'd be okay either. I don't know what I'd do if my parents died. You're probably lonely as well. If you require anything, I can come over. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me.
Thank you so much, Kate. You're a wonderful companion.
Thanks. In any case, what do you require assistance with?
It's actually about Egan. He unexpectedly proposed to me via text message.
What the heck is going on? By text? In addition, the timing is terrible. What was he thinking? You've barely been dating for 4 months and don't even live together. This is quite strange.
I know. That is why I wanted to discuss it with you. The timing is strange, and who would want to marry and arrange a wedding after their parents were killed in a car accident?
Why would he do that, you could ask? If I were in the relationship, I would consider that a red indicator. I'd wait and watch his actions. This doesn't sit well with me. I'm not certain.
Yes, I understand.
So, how do you feel about it all?
I completely concur with you. I'm also disappointed in how he proposed. Even if the timing wasn't too bad, who proposes by text message? Right now, I'm really annoyed with him. I've previously informed him that I need time to ponder and that I'd like to wait a year before getting married.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. Giving it a year to see how things go with him would be a good idea. If I had a guy who proposed to me at this moment, I would be furious.
Right? I sometimes don't understand how males think. I'm pleased I discussed it with you. I'm relieved to hear that I'm not the only one who thinks Egan is odd. The entire scene was odd. I guess I'll have to wait and see how things go in the coming year. Thank you for speaking with me. It was wonderful to be distracted from things.
Yes, of course. Please keep me updated on how things progress. I'll be available if you need anything.
How are you doing, Jolie? Did you complete the marriage paperwork I sent you? Everything will be official after we submit it.
Yes, I signed everything and it's ready to go.
That's great. I'm overjoyed that this is finally happening.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, and I think it would be best if we shared your parents' house. We can make all the preparations as we go.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
I'm short on cash right now, so I figured it would be better if I just stayed at your apartment. Furthermore, you have a large sum of money, so we should be fine for a long time.
I see. That makes perfect sense. Good day, Kate. Things are getting worse with Egan. Everything is becoming abundantly evident.
I was right on the mark, wasn't I?
Yes, really.
That guy is just extraordinary. He irritates me to no end. He obviously wants to marry you just for the money you inherited from your parents' debts. He's completely insane. He seems to love and care for you on the outside, but on the inside, he only wants money and security. I'm telling you, he's the worst for taking advantage of you in this way. Don't go through with the marriage. I truly despise him.
Believe me, I've been there. I, too, am sick of him. He can't get enough of talking about marriage and how much money we'll have. Is he thinking I'm a moron?
He's most likely behaving up because he's overjoyed with the money. You did receive a large sum of money from the bequest, but he is unconcerned about your feelings.
This past year, talking to you has literally saved my life. You were always giving me sound advice and knew exactly what to say. I was able to see through his ruse thanks to you. I assured him I did, but I never completed or submitted any marriage documents.
Thanks. And that's a good thing. So, where are you now?
I was out with several pals, but I'm now back at home.
That's fantastic news. I'm delighted you've been going out. I was scared since you were fixated on Egan for a while.
I'm not sure whether I informed you, but I've been staying with ISA. I had to get out of there.
Really? I'm pleased it helps you feel better. You've been through a lot in the last year. Egan is the only thing you have to deal with right now. You'd call it quits with him before things got too bad.
Sure, I will.
You should also ensure that he does not have any sensitive information about you and should block him once you have broken up with him. I feel like he is the type of guy who doesn't handle rejection well. He is also financially motivated and has been waiting a year for this marriage. Please be cautious.
Don't worry, I've got a plan. I'll stay in touch.
Seriously, Jolie? How many days have passed? Shouldn't we have received a call or an email concerning our wedding plans by now? I'm also ready to move in with you. I'm running out of tolerance with you. Haven't I waited long enough? I waited a year for you.
Sorry about that. I have no control over who calls me. I'm sure they're just busy and will contact us shortly. Let us look on the bright side. You had more time to pack everything, so I'm confident you won't forget anything. It's simply that a lot of unanticipated events have occurred recently, and I've been really busy.
How can you be so busy? I'm sure you're just slow. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm constantly waiting for you.
I sincerely apologize. I'll speed things up. Maybe I'm just bad at cleaning and arranging. I wanted everything to be flawless for when you moved in. I was just having some difficulties. I also hired a maid to assist me with the cleaning.
Did it truly take 2 weeks?
It's a large house. I have 6 bedrooms, 2 stories, 4 bathrooms, a 3-car garage, and I am the only one in the house. The structure is essentially a mansion. The maid is essentially required. There was a lot for me to accomplish, and searching through my parents' belongings brought up memories that made me sad. It took some time for me to clean up the house because it was gloomy for me.
Oh, yes. Aren't you grateful to your parents for leaving you such a wonderful house and money? Stop being so pessimistic and focusing on yourself.
What?
You have all the money you could possibly want because they died. Wasn't your father an entrepreneur?
He was, indeed.
He gave you what every woman desires. A large sum of money and a mansion. You have no need to be sad when they have left you with such wonderful gifts. It is unpardonable.
You're absolutely correct. I was able to spend my time in such a lovely home. I also purchased pricey items such as a new vacuum cleaner, a laptop, and a work desk. I can get whatever I want these days. Perhaps I'll get a new car next. I'm still getting paid for my employment in addition to the money they left me. It appears that I shall never run out of funds. I'm prepared for life.
Yes, because you have so much money and spend it recklessly, I'll be in charge of everything. I'm in control of you now that we're officially married and living together.
That does not appear to be fair.
What precisely do you mean? Isn't it natural? Don't worry, I'll provide you with a monthly stipend. You'll still be able to have fun, but with moderation.
That is, however, the money my parents left me as well as the money I earn from my employment.
So what? Is this going to be an issue?
I'm sorry. I see what you're saying. Oh. Kate appears to be messaging me. It appears to be an emergency. I'll contact you again shortly.
Wait. We were having a talk.
I'm sorry, but I have to leave. When I'm finished, I'll send you a message.
Really? What does Kate matter? I never liked you hanging out with her. Do you believe I'm unaware of what's going on? You've been putting it off ever since we got serious about marriage and moving in together. Please don't make me wait any longer.
Kate. The realtor arrived today, and I finally got to see my parents' house. I'm finally moving across the state.
That's fantastic. Congratulations. Did Egan have any suspicions?
No, he sensed something, but I don't think he understands what's going on. Everything appears to be in order. He probably believes I'm dragging out the marriage process to keep him waiting. I can't believe I sold the house in 2 weeks. It's so difficult to keep everything in and play along with Egan.
That is just ridiculous. You're going to feel fantastic when you get out of that place and finally get rid of Egan. He's such an annoyance.
I know. I'm leaving tomorrow.
Are you staying with ISA again tonight?
Yep. Everything is packed and ready to travel.
I'm overjoyed for you. I wish you a safe journey. I'm going to miss you, but I'll see you soon. Please let me know if you require any assistance tomorrow.
I will. I'm going to miss you as well. Thank you very much.
What the hell is going on? Is this some kind of idiot prank? Jolie, you had better respond quickly away. What exactly does this mean? Please explain.
What does it mean?
This morning, I drove over to your place and it was completely vacant. I couldn't get in since the door was locked. Not only that, but I noticed a sold sign in the front yard.
Oh, I neglected to mention that I sold the house.
What in the world are you doing? This can't be a joke. I'm not in the mood for gaming right now. Where have you gone?
Living alone in such a large house made me feel lonely and melancholy. After my parents died, I didn't like living there. There are simply too many memories to let go of in order to go forward. I decided to sell the house and go to a new location far away from you.
You're leaving? Are you mad?
I left this morning.
What exactly are you talking about? What about our collective plans to move in together? We've been married for a while and are meant to be living together by now.
I had a change of heart. I do not wish to marry you. I also do not want you near my money. That's what my folks left for me. Monthly allowance? What a farce.
You have no knowledge. We've already gotten married. You're such a moron. You legally declared that we are married by submitting the marriage paperwork. You complied with my request, thus it is already said and done. You can't escape me. I've waited far too long for this.
You've recently shown your actual nature to me. The way you've treated me over the last year tells me all I need to know about you.
Hey, be cautious what you say to me. We're already married, and your money is in my possession. So please grant me access to your bank account. From now on, I'll be in control of it. This includes your earnings from job.
That's correct. We're not married.
Oh my goodness, how could that be? You've already turned in the paperwork. It is already too late.
However, I did not.
What?
Yes, I deceived you. I never submitted or completed them in the first place. It ended up in the garbage.
You know what I mean? But why is that? Didn't you care about me?
No, I didn't. And what exactly do you mean by why? Your personality and behavior literally offend me.
Keep your mouth shut.
Did you honestly believe I'd hand up all the money my parents left me to someone like you?
You were supposed to like me. I spent an entire year with you.
I did love you at first, but my friend was able to wake me awake. Then I wondered why I was even dating garbage like you. From the outset, it was all about my money and house. I decided to play along in order to exact my vengeance.
Wait a minute. You knew all along?
Almost completely. For almost 2 months, I liked you. My sentiments for you dissipated swiftly after I discovered what you were up to. I, like my father, know how to make sound financial judgments. You would have enraged my parents. They'd never have allowed me to date you in the first place.
Why would they dislike me?
I'm sure anyone could easily dislike you. You're an egotistical jerk. Now I've got a pile of cash all to myself, and none of it is for you.
You can't talk to me like this. Who do you think you are?
I can communicate with you in whatever way I desire. My mother also taught me that family and connections are more important than money. She also taught me how to identify toxic people in my life and how to advocate for myself. As a result, I got rid of you. I'm smart and capable of living on my own because of them. I don't need you to tell me what to do or manage my money.
You've got to be kidding me. You planned it all along? You squandered a year of my life. It's incredible. What do I have to show for a year? Nothing.
You made use of me as well. Allow me to teach you anything. If you really wanted to be clever and manipulate me, you shouldn't have said you wanted to marry after my parents died and then treated me like crap for a year. What kind of moron are you? You can't even beat yourself.
It's called help. I was there for you at your moment of need.
You creep, I'd rather drown than have that kind of support. Instead of pursuing people for their money, perhaps you might begin to be a better person. Just consider your current situation. You don't even own a home and are still dependent on your parents. Isn't it a little late for you to be doing that? Instead of pursuing women for money, get a job and live a normal life.
You have no right to say such a thing to me.
In any case, you'll never be my husband, you'll just be a waste of my time. I can't believe I put up with you for so long, but it was totally worth it. You will never be in my life.
Could you please transfer me a little portion of the funds? I've been waiting for this for a long time.
What is the point?
You must have made a fortune after selling the house. Can you spare some for me? A few $1,000s should hardly make a dent on your bank account.
But why is that?
Because you have a lot of money.
I'm not sure what response you're expecting from me.
No, I only want a smidgen of that.
Goodbye.
Egan was unable to contact Jolie or discover where she had relocated. He ended up gambling all of his remaining money and pestering his parents for more money until they too became wise and stopped providing him money. They decided to force him out, and he temporarily moved in with his brother. After nearly 2 months of putting up with Egan, his brother also kicked him out. Egan became destitute and began begging on the streets for money. He spent any money he had on gaming or drink. Meanwhile, Jolie relocated to Washington and purchased a lovely townhouse. She is content with her new routine and has enough of money left over. She misses her parents on sometimes, but she embraces the life they provided her and intends to live it to the utmost.
Hey Andrew. Are you free tomorrow?
Yeah, I am. I wanted an extra day to prep before the trip. I kind of left the packing to the last minute again.
Wait. You're still going on the trip? I thought we agreed to cancel it.
What? No way. I've been looking forward to this for ages. Why would I cancel?
But I thought we agreed to put it off. I can't do anything by myself while I'm stuck in this wheelchair. I'm not used to this. You said you were gonna help me. Who's gonna take me to my appointment in a few days?
Yeah, I remember something like that. But can you take a taxi or something? Why does this have to be my problem? I can't ruin all my plans for this one appointment.
What? That's not fair. I'm not trying to make this your problem. But I do need your help. You can't just leave me behind on our trip because of the accident. Are you really gonna do all that stuff without me?
But I already took the time off from work. Not to mention it's too close to get a refund for the bookings now. My deposit would be wasted. But if you just stay home, then I won't lose any of that. We can't let this ruin my vacation.
But who is going to help me get to the hospital? You promised you'd be there for me.
I didn't agree to stay. I said I could help while I was there. You just decided yourself that I would stay home. I never promised anything. Listen, Kate. I already paid for the plane ticket and the hotel. What's the point of wasting that? And my family will get mad at me if I don't show up.
What? I don't remember anything about your family coming too. I thought this was just the two of us. I wanted our honeymoon to be special. Why were they coming along?
Take it easy, Kate. Just my mom and dad. The hotel I booked offered a discount if I bought 2 rooms at the same time. So I asked them if they wanted to come too. Is that a problem?
You didn't tell me about this. Are you sure if I'm comfortable spending our honeymoon with your parents? I still don't know them very well. Don't you think so? It would have been awkward with them.
No, they'd be busy keeping my sister company. Yeah, my sister wanted to come along too. She was so excited. She's never been to Bath before. So I could hardly say no. And her husband offered to watch the younger one, so I said it was fine. She was excited about our trip?
Yeah, she was very happy.
You don't sound too thrilled though. Is there something wrong with that?
It's not wrong, but I just feel like this wasn't even for us. I can't even go anymore, and now that I'm stuck in this thing, who knows when I'll be able to walk again? Like this was just a family trip and I wasn't tagging along.
Don't be so dramatic. It's nothing. That's gonna be permanent. You just fell down the stairs. I'm sure you'll get over it eventually. You didn't even fall that hard. You're clumsy.
I am not. I didn't just accidentally fall, you know. Were you even paying attention to what happened?
No, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't exactly expect you to tumble down like that. You're lucky I was there to help you. You're taking this too far. I'm not blaming you for the accident. But it's not my fault that you can't move. If you can't come, you can't come. That's it. Even if you can't come in person, you can still enjoy it. We can text you and FaceTime every day. I can bring you some British snacks and gifts back. And while I'm gone, you can enjoy some time alone.
What? So I'm stuck house sitting while you run off to another country?
No, I didn't mean it. I'm just trying to do what's best for everyone.
No. You're prioritizing your family. You're just trying to keep me out of the way because it's easier. Do your parents know about this? What about your sister? Is she fine with abandoning me?
Why are you being so rude? Calm down, Kate.
I have the right to be upset. We are married. Isn't normal that you're supposed to stay by my side? But you're acting like you can just leave me whenever you want. If you want to be just friends, you can say it.
What? Are you trying to friend zone me? What is going on with you? Did you hit your head on the way down?
Just go ahead and have fun on our trip by yourself. Just do what you want.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And do you mind taking care of things while we're gone? Nothing major, but my family has some packages arriving that need to be brought in. And don't forget to feed Bobby. He'll throw a tantrum if he misses even one meal.
No, I didn't say yes. I said you can do whatever you want, but I'm not going to be happy about it. I thought you said your sister's husband was gonna take care of things. How do you expect me to get to their house? I can't drive right now. I can't even get to the hospital. Your parents' house is 30 minutes away.
I told you, just the simple stuff. They've got a lightweight vacuum and the mail shouldn't be too heavy. I think you can handle it. You're handling our housework fine. So what is that different?
Are you listening to me? I can't get out of the house. How do you want me to get over there? And I don't even know your parents that well. I can't just go into a stranger's house while they're gone. Isn't it gonna be locked?
They are not strangers. They are my parents. Just because you don't know each other well. But we're still family now. And they keep a spare key under the mat. So you can get it.
Really, Andrew? That's not the point. I cannot get out of this house. I can't even get to the key.
I told you already, don't you remember? Listen to me. You should get a taxi. Most of taxis have a wheelchair lifts now. If you just ask, you're gonna get to the hospital somehow. Just do that for my parents too.
No, I told you I couldn't get to the hospital. That's why you're supposed to help me. Stop it, Andrew. You should know I'm still upset you're still going. How can you expect me to take care of everything in this condition?
You can't just leave Bobby alone for a week. My mother treats the dog like a son. She'd be so upset if he went hungry. We can leave food out, but if he eats it all too soon, he'll starve. And he needs his water changed too.
I literally can't go near your mother's cat without breaking out in a rash. I get a bad reaction from his fur.
Yeah, but it's not that bad, right? Only for a little bit. It's not a deadly allergy or anything. I will quite literally die if I'm alone with that cat.
Don't you remember what you did to me last time? You locked me in the room with that cat. I then got the allergy. I had to be taken to the hospital to do some checkup then.
Okay. I remembered that. But I did say sorry to you. I didn't mean it. I didn't notice you were in the room because all the lights were turned off. But I can't change the past.
All right. But you should know I can stay near that cat.
Hey Kate. Where you at? I thought you couldn't get out of the house.
I'm going home.
What? Are you having dinner with your parents or something? You should have said so I could come too. Did someone pick you up?
My mother came to get me. I told her about my appointment on Monday. And luckily, she offered to help. She came and got me right away. There's not any food at the house since I haven't gone grocery shopping this week. Why don't you go visit your parents too? You all going to the airport tomorrow anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But you should have told me though. I'm starving. I thought you cooked something for me, so I didn't even pick anything up.
Sorry for not telling you. I wasn't planning on it. We kind of just decided on the spot. But I assumed you weren't coming home tonight anyway. So I thought it was fine.
If your mother's helping you out, I think she can help with Bobby too. That would be a lifesaver. My mother's acting like she's gonna die without us around. I wanted us to pack together to spend some time with each other before I leave. But I can do it myself. I'll let my mom know Bobby's taken care of.
I'm not even going on the trip, what would I be packing? I didn't want to do it alone.
My mom always does this stuff for me. I booked the trips, it was only fair I shouldn't have to pack all the bags too.
Yeah, then ask her to do it again.
You're right. I'm gonna head out to see my mom now. They said they already did their packing. So she was fine with doing mine too. She said she could make me dinner too. So I have something to eat tonight. So long since I've had my mother's cooking. I hope it's as good as I remember.
Have a nice time.
What did you do? Your dad just showed up with some random dude. They said they were here to see Bobby.
Is that a problem? I thought a pet sitter was a nice compromise.
And who's gonna pay for it? They're super expensive. Are you planning on paying him?
I couldn't get over there every day. What else was I supposed to do? He's not charging that much. And he said he could do the cleaning and stuff too. I let him know about the mail.
You can't just bring random people to the house while we're gone. I am not paying for that. You could have done it yourself for free, and why did your dad show up with him? He couldn't have done it himself?
I wasn't just gonna let someone come into your house alone. I can't go and meet him myself, so my dad offered to show him around. They met outside, and then he's going to show him what he needs to do. And I made sure he came over before you left, so that you could meet him. It's not easy finding a last-minute pet sitter.
What were you thinking? Are you trying to get back at me?
For what? I'm helping you with your trip. And what would I say to your parents? They're not gonna care. He's taking care of everything.
You're upset because I'm leaving you behind? It's your fault that you don't want to come.
I'm not doing this out of spite. I did want to come, but I just can't. I was just trying to help. I'm not sure what you're so upset about. I don't want to go to your parents' house. What if something happens to me again? I'm not comfortable going there myself right now.
Okay, but it's not my fault. We'd all lose our money if I stayed home. We talked about this. Don't punish me for trying to save our money. Can you stop sulking and just tell this dude to go away then?
The pet sitter is perfect. You won't lose your money because you can go and someone is here to take care of things. Besides, he isn't charging that much. Just about $1,000, I guess.
What? Are you kidding me? How could that be? That's too much.
Well, you can spend our money for your family to go on vacation. Why can you spend a little more for that service?
A little more? It's $1,000, not $10, Kate. Stop it now. I will force this man to go out.
Oh, you can't now. I got your name on the bill, so you are the one to pay it all. You can be sued if you force this man out. It's kind of breaching the contract, you know?
What? Are you tricking me? But do you want me to spend all of our saving? It's your money too.
Oh, I don't care about it. We just got married, so I don't put too much in our saving. I still got my own money.
What?
And I'm planning to file for divorce now. Have a nice time.
What? Wait, Kate. Kate.
After that, Andrew still went on the vacation with his family. Well, of course he had to pay the $1,000 for the pet sitter. He spent up all of our saving for that. Not long after that, I filed for divorce. We just got married, so I didn't have to worry about anything. Money is just a small problem, but living with this man is a miserable thing in my life. Andrew tried to contact me after that, but I had blocked his number. I am living a happy life with my parents.